This is the Conference USA Softball Championship on ESPN+. It's our final elimination game of day one as 6-seeded FIU takes on 7-seeded Louisiana Tech. Checking on our bracket, the winner of this one will square off with Liberty in the nightcap later this evening. We still have 2 more games on tap today. And hi, everybody. I'm Matt Janis alongside Dorian Shaw. And Dorian, this should be a fun one. Really 2 evenly matched teams.
Yeah, the 6 and 7 seeds in the tournament, statistically, they are well matched. The pitching numbers look really similar, as do the offensive numbers. And so I think we'll have a really competitive matchup.
Let's take a look at our players to watch, starting with Louisiana Tech's Brady Galloway.
Brady Galloway is the standout freshman shortstop for Louisiana Tech. She comes into tonight's matchup with half of her hits being extra base hits and ranking 5th in Conference USA with 46 RBI.
On the other side, FIU anchored by Kennedy Bird.
Kennedy Bird is making the most of a really successful senior season. She's 2nd in the conference in OBP and 1st in the conference in slugging, which means she's going to play a massive role for the FIU offense today.
This should be a lot of fun, so much on the line. When we return, starting lineups in first pitch, it's Louisiana Tech and FIU. And welcome back. Teams being introduced before the start of our second elimination game, second of 4 today for the Delaware Diamond on the campus of the University of Delaware in Newark, site of this week's Conference USA Softball Championship. 8 teams made their way to the first stage. 7 remain. Sam Houston was eliminated with their loss to New Mexico State in our first elimination game, which teaches both of these teams a lesson. Their stakes are very high right away this week.
This initial elimination game is a lot of pressure to start the tournament with, and so it's going to be imperative for both of these teams to show up with their best.
La Tech really closed the regular season strong to get to 15-12 in conference play, secure themselves a 7 seed in this event. Meanwhile, FIU got off to such a fast start this season. They end 17 games above 500, 16-11 in conference play. So as we mentioned at the top, 2 teams statistically very similar, makeup-wise pretty evenly matched, so this should be a good one. And we look at our starting lineups in this game. First for the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. As we mentioned, the 15 conference wins, 29 overall. Allie Fleur sets the tone at the top. Brady Galloway, who we talked about in our open, certainly someone you keep an eye on in the middle of the order, as is Reagan Marchant, who tied for the league lead in homers this year in Conference USA.
a strong lineup from La Tech, definitely with multiple bright spots up and down, and they're going to have to go against FIU's ace today.
And Jada Giagori gets the ball for FIU, the right-hander. When she gets going, look out, pitches with a lot of confidence.
She does. She pitches with a lot of confidence. She feeds the defense with emotion, but she's really a pitch-to-contact type of pitcher. She doesn't have a ton of strikeouts. She also has very few walks, 17 walks in 98 innings pitched. Great numbers for Girigori in the circle.
The junior out of Curacao, who started her college career at Indian River State College. Coaching staff at FIU desperately wanted her to be a Panther. Didn't work out coming out of high school initially with some of the international stuff, but they were patient. They stayed on her in the recruiting process. It came down to the final decision. Initially, she actually chose somewhere else, but the FIU coaching staff thought, she loves the warm weather. Let's stay on it. And eventually she decided Miami was where she wanted to be. And it has worked out quite nicely for both parties, although the weather not quite as warm today. As a matter of fact, for the folks from Miami, probably feels almost frigid. We're in the upper 60s, the wind blowing hard, 10 to 15 miles. Straight across the field, left to right. So it should help the ball to right field, should knock it down a little to left, which is something to keep in mind for both offenses and pitching staffs. Allie Fleur into the box, and we are ready to go. Winner of this one will take on Liberty, the final game tonight as we move to double elimination. And strike one here to Fleur. Fleur batting at .373 and an on-base percentage at .413. Does a good job setting the tone at the top of this Louisiana Tech lineup. Redshirt sophomore, a local product, comes from the same hometown as the school. Grew up in Ruston. Slaps it to third on two hops glove by Miller and gets the speedy Fleur by a step, one away.
Nice job by FIU retiring Fleur to get that first out for the inning. That's the pace that they're going to want to play at. They're going to want to have quick 1, 2, 3 innings, and so good job getting it started there.
They're sound defensively. They throw strikes, just try to do things right and execute the little things and then kind of put pressure on opponents consequently. Here's Gracie Flores, lefty hitting third baseman. And out in front is Girigori. She can switch speed.
That is going to be a hallmark of her performance today, is just making sure that she's keeping these La Tech hitters off balance, particularly through the heart of the lineup, but it's going to be really nice for her to have that at her disposal. Flores
is scorching hot, enters on an 18-game hitting streak. She takes upstairs 1 ball and 1 strike. She is hitting a preposterous .544 over the course of this streak, and the average as a result up to .433 overall on the season, making her 25th start of the campaign as she rolls one foul first base side, and Girigori ahead of the count 1-2.
Really impressive numbers for Flores, and she does such an important job of setting the table for Brady Galloway with those 46 RBI. It's really important for her to have hitters in front of her that can spur the offense on, and Flores has been doing a really awesome job of that lately.
It wasn't a coincidence that she got into the starting lineup. La Tech started to win with more consistency. She fouls that one away to stay alive at 1-2. It's a frustrating season for the Bulldogs. It was much more up and down, obviously, than they had planned. Talked to the coaching staff this week, and they said it's a really talented team. We probably were underachieving a little bit, but it wasn't for a lack of effort. In fact, if anything, we were trying too hard. We were pressing, and the big hit was eluding us, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Flores.
That's certainly a theme that you'll see with highly skilled teams. Oftentimes they want those results to show up as soon as they start putting in the effort. And sometimes you can want it a little bit too much and work your way out of good opportunities. And so La Tech has definitely found their stride later in the season here.
Inside, it catches the shoulder of Flores. So whatever it takes, works her way on a 1-out hit batter. And the first base runner of the game belongs to La Tech.
Girigori trying to get in underneath the hands and ran that pitch in just a little bit too tight for Flores.
I think if you're FIU, you can deal with that type of mistake. They want her to be aggressive, and she certainly was pitching to the inside, as now she comes back to the outside and finds the corner for strike 1 to Galloway. Check swing, contact sends it foul off her own dugout, and she's buried in an 0-2 hole.
Girigori looks really confident right now. She's attacking these La Tech hitters with her best stuff, moving inside and out, right, changing the look up, and so she looks like she is feeling really confident about what's coming out of her hand.
Change up line to the left field for a base hit. Good job to wait on it for Galloway, and an 0-2 hit puts 2 on with only 1 out for La Tech.
That's one of the things that's really impressive about Brady Galloway, right? That's only the second changeup that Girigori has thrown in this contest, and she threw it there 0-2. Galloway won expecting it, right? Having the anticipation, but also being able to get on time with it. Really impressive work there.
So now a huge opportunity. Alana Rogers will be the batter. Left-handed hitting left fielder. Miller cheats in at third. Helping even more shallow at first base for FIU. And no show of bunt as she takes strike 1 on the outside edge. Rogers has put together a consistent senior season. I guess the best way to describe it for Louisiana Tech. 3rd year as a starter, bounced around a bunch of outfield positions. Found her home in right field the last couple of seasons as it's 1-1 to Rogers. Girigori behind the count here at 2-1. Seems to be trying to be almost a little too perfect here, looking for the edges in this opening inning.
Yeah, she was attacking, and you know, maybe something about Galloway's hard single there got in her head a little bit. She's got to go back to throwing her pitches hard through the zone and attacking these La Tech hitters.
Bounces back and gets strike 2 on a foul ball from Rogers. A very dangerous Marchant waits on deck for FIU. Just underway. 6-7 matchup. FIU taking on Louisiana Tech. Winner gets Liberty as a roller to second base. Backhanded by Clark, flips to second. That's all they'll get, but they'll take the fielder's choice. As Galloway is out, Flores moves up to third. Rogers reaches, but 2 out in this first frame.
It's a nice job by Girigori getting some soft contact from Flores there, but Flores quick enough to leg it out, eliminate that double play ball, and now La Tech looking with a 1st and 3rd situation. It'll be interesting to see if they try and get creative here with one of their best hitters up at the plate.
And Marchant, 17 home runs this season, 48 runs batted in. She tied for the regular season lead in that category, and a check swing goes too far. If there is one bugaboo for Marchant, it is strikeouts, but as Louisiana Tech coaching staff pointed out this week, you're going to have the power numbers Reagan Marchant has. You're going to have some big swings. Big swings will come up empty sometimes.
It's definitely a trade-off most coaches are willing to take, right? Maybe a little bit of a lower average, higher numbers of strikeouts, but when you cash in for multiple runs.
Runner goes from first. They bluff the throw, so into scoring position moves Rogers, and a 1-1 count to Marchant.
This is an ideal situation here for La Tech. One of their best RBI, actually their best RBI producer in the lineup with 48 RBIs, Reagan Marchant, right? Up with runners on second and third in the top of the first.
Does open up a base. Reese Torres waits on deck, but they've got a strike on Marchant, who is over the top and is behind in the count now, 1-2.
Girigori back to using that off speed effectively. That one, the bottom fell out of it. It didn't look so much like Marchant was early, but man, that thing had some tumble on it, so she swung right over the top.
Disappeared off the radar screen. Flores at third, Rogers at second. The 1-2 misses wide. Good layoff from Marchant to level the count at 2-2. Overcast skies here at the Delaware Diamond, but it is dry right now. Girigori got to pitch through the elements and get out of this opening inning unscathed. Is her 2-2 swing and a miss. Marchant, a strikeout victim, and the inning comes to a close. La Tech threatens, but strands a pair. Thanks to the strikeout from Jana Girigori. After a half inning, La Tech nothing. FIU coming up.
When it comes to the health of you and your family, you want to trust in having the best partner for your well-being. Ranked a top hospital in the region, that's exactly what you'll find at Christiana Care. Because you deserve excellence from your physician, specialists, nurses, and staff, with safe and convenient ways to get the care you need. And at Christiana Care, we add in something special: love. It's at the heart of everything we do, and we do it all for the love of health. Your health.
Hey, grab me one too.
Back in the Delaware Diamond Conference USA Softball Championship Elimination Game. Here's the starting lineup for the FIU Panthers. Callie Meredith sets the tone at the top. We talked about what Rue Bird can do, but speed up and down this order.
That is the one thing that separates La Tech from this FIU team, is the speed up and down this FIU roster. They are tops in the conference and leading in a lot of categories, but the speed, stolen bases, definitely a major factor.
They love to put pressure on opposing pitching staffs, and that's what they'll try to do to Allie Floyd.
Allie Floyd is a crafty righty. She does such a nice job of mixing her spots. Batting average against is pretty reasonable at a 251, but those 105 strikeouts, 141 innings pitched, she is the workhorse for this La Tech defense.
Has been one of the best pitchers in CUSA throughout her entire career, ready to go to work against Meredith, and her first pitch misses low and outside. Meredith has been incredible this season. Talk about living on the base paths. That's Callie Meredith, just under a 500 OBP, and that's in thanks to a 456 batting average. And she's going to launch this one over left and down for extra bases. And watch Meredith run. She speeds her way to third with a lead-off triple.
I was going to say Callie Meredith's numbers are like video game numbers, and then we got to see her do a video game thing, right? Ball over the outfield, able to turn the Jets on and get all the way to third base with no outs on the board.
The outfield has to play her so shallow because she's so good at slapping, and with that speed can use it to get on base. So when they come that far in, she is capable of getting it over their heads, as she did right there. So leadoff triple as you see that last swing going the other way. And now Kennedy Bird coming up and taking a strike. But that speed is impressive.
Yeah, she had no hesitation. As soon as she saw it hit the ground, she knew she was getting 3 bases. I thought she might have had a chance to get 4, so good job on La Tech for recovering defensively.
Infield in against Bird, who takes upstairs. You're giving name Kennedy, but everybody calls her Rue. And what a year she has put together. The power surge down the stretch. 14 home runs to lead the way for FIU. No doubt about it, all conference selection. She's also a really good pitcher as well. Was swinging for the fences and came up empty for strike 2.
Well, and Matt, I feel like we keep talking about this with some of these seasoned veteran hitters in the Conference USA lineups, but 40 walks as well for Bird. And so she's not just doing it from a power perspective, she's also able to take the walk and set the table for the other hitters behind her in the lineup.
Pop up right side, going to be taken care of by Marchant in foul territory, and a very nice job by Floyd to get the out and avoid the situational offense.
Big out there. Obviously, you've got a big power threat at the plate, able to run that ball in on the hands and get the easy pop out to Marchant.
The infield will stay in. Here comes Janelle Martinez, right-handed hitting right fielder. Martinez fouls it straight back. Another one with excellent numbers. Her 51st start of the year, 377 average, 14 extra base hits, and has driven in 44 runs.
Yeah, those 44 RBIs, good for second in the lineup today, following Bird, and so Martinez no slouch in terms of production herself.
Fouls it back again at 2 pretty good cuts to start this AB. But now it's Floyd up 0-2. That's exactly where she likes to live. The East Bernard, Texas native. Numbers a little down across the board this year. Still top 5 of the conference in strikeouts. Gives you an idea how high she set the bar for herself. As that's lifted in the air, foul and drifting out of play, first base side.
And it seems like FIU has a plan. They are clearly working with some strategy here against Allie Floyd. Allie Floyd is getting them to swing at some pitches that are elevated in the zone, so I'm curious to see if she continues to try and expand with rise balls up out of the zone to get FIU to chase.
Meredith can fly at third base. 0-2 to Martinez. And another foul the other way as Martinez continues to battle. Goodbye, Floyd, though, after the triple to get ahead of the next 2 batters.
And that's, you know, that's the seasoned maturity of a pitcher that has thrown a lot of innings, has been in a lot of jams and gotten herself out of just as many.
Little tapper towards third. Meredith breaking for the plate. They'll throw to first, and they can't get the out. Off the glove of Marchand, a run scores, and it's 1-0 FIU.
You know, before that pitch was delivered, I was thinking to myself, with Meredith's speed, it almost feels like any ball in play could score her. Doesn't matter if it's in the air or on the ground. And as we saw, a mishit, right? A mishit ball was just enough to get her to advance home. And then Martinez advancing to first base with the mistake over there by the first baseman.
Let's watch it again. A lot of moving parts here.
Meredith broke with no hesitation on that ball into the ground, almost like a suicide squeeze in a sense, right? Just pound it into the ground and give a chance to run.
They hit the ball on the ground with this FIU offense. Good things can happen, and that's one of the things this coaching staff has talked about all year long with the Panthers. Give yourself a chance. You know, you have some power, and obviously you want to take advantage of that power, but you have this special gift across the board in the lineup. Use it, put pressure on opponents, and they've done it so far in this first inning. So now it'll be Leah Clark, another player with lots of speed coming plateward for FIU. Right-hander, Wisconsin native, takes up and away, ball 1.
Well, and speed isn't as, I mean, it is flashy. I think it's flashy, but sometimes players don't think it is as exciting as hitting home runs and driving the ball in the gap. And it's such a special, like you said, such a special tool that can really eliminate slumps, propel offenses when maybe the bats aren't doing what you're hoping that they would. You can find ways to drop bunts, beat out infield singles. It just gives you so many more ways to score.
As someone who's been slow his entire life, I think speed is pretty flashy. I'm always impressed by somebody that can run fast. Off speed, misses the zone. 3 balls and no strikes to Clark. Everybody wants the long ball, the extra base hit, but hard pressed to find a more exciting brand of softball when you start wheeling all over the base paths.
Yeah, the chaos that speed up and down the lineup can produce is fun to watch.
4-pitch free pass. Clark is aboard. So 2 on, only 1 out, a run across, and the inning continues as Paige Miller.
FIU probably feeling pretty good here about their opportunities to turn that straight line into a crooked number up there with just 1 out and a runner advanced into scoring position. You've got good speed both in Martinez and in Miller on the bases.
Miller taking a strike on the outside corner. Now watch that delayed strike call.
Miller's at the plate.
And Clark at first base after working that 4-pitch free pass. That's right, because I misspoke when I called Clark from Wisconsin. It's actually Miller, who is that Wisconsin native, along with Callie Meredith, the duo playing at the same high school. As that's bounced to third. Good play by the shortstop Galloway. The option flip to Flores covering, and they get the lead runner.
Yeah, nice job by Allie Floyd once again, kind of breaking up that log jam. That was a big momentum swing moment there, and she was able to jam up the hitter to get an easy out.
So 2 down and 2 on. And Zamiah McBurrow, 6th batter of this opening inning for FIU as she beats 1 foul behind the plate. The defense for the Bulldogs has been active early. Flores at third, Galloway at short. Bafuto is the second baseman. Marchand at first base with Dufresne behind the plate. Rogers, Hang, and Furr left to right in the outfield. The 0-1 is downstairs. And another part of the speed, not only is it a thing you can do on the base pass, but it puts a ton of pressure on defenses. You can't have any false steps or any hesitation.
Right, and that's a nice job by Dufresne behind the plate. Allie Floyd likes to change speed. She will work down in the zone, and so you need a catcher that's going to be able to control the run game.
Groller to third. Excellent play. Flores ranging to her left to get it and end the inning. So a good job, all things considered. Louisiana Tech able to limit the damage, but it's FIU on the board. Janelle Martinez bringing Callie Meredith home, and the Panthers are up a run. Well, Mike Myers is very happy to be in the dugout for this FIU team, and he is wishing that his friend Mike Larrabee were here. Mike Larrabee, who was diagnosed with cancer last year, forced him to miss the season as he battled the aggressive form of blood cancer. He was able to return this season and was in the dugout most of the year, but unfortunately, as often happens with cancer, the continued battle with the disease, it crapped up again, and he has had to take another leave from the squad. We talked to Mike Myers this week. He was brought to tears talking about Coach Larrabee's fight, everything that he's gone through, what he means to this team, this program, him, these players, and they are all thinking of Coach right now. We know he's watching, and we're thinking of him too. We wish him the absolute best.
Absolutely. Mike Larrabee, a mainstay in softball. He's been coaching for 20 seasons, and so we do send him our best wishes.
So Myers taking over. They've been together for a long time. They think the same way, and certainly he has done a nice job stepping into a tough spot as is Reese Torres leading off this inning for Louisiana Tech. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the DP. Jada Girigori able to work her way out of a tight spot in the first inning. Meanwhile, FIU able to manufacture a run in the bottom of the first, but both teams trying to get a pair on the base paths as a 1-2 is fouled away.
Well, and no doubt that both Mikes, Coach Myers and Coach Larrabee, are excited about how FIU has started this game with Girigori looking really sharp in the circle and Callie Meredith doing what she does and them scoring right off the bat.
Just missed that outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Torres followed by Dufresne and Bafuto here in the second inning for Louisiana Tech. A check swing. They appeal. She did not go. And a full count to Reese Torres. Good layoff from the redshirt junior. Great Falls, Virginia native, transfer out of George Washington in her second season with this Louisiana Tech program. and takes ball 4. So the free pass. First walk of the game from Girigori. And another base runner here for the Bulldogs. And they've had a lot of traffic on the base paths early.
It's a big at-bat there from Reese Torres. Obviously, giving up the 1 run in the bottom half of the first, they're going to look to answer back right away. And the best way to do that is to start with the leadoff runner. So nice job by Reese Torres having some discipline there late in the count and being able to swipe first base.
See the body language of Girigori there. That's par for the course for her. She is very ho-hum, in the words of the FIU coaching staff. You won't see a ton of change of emotion from her, and yet she is very fiery as a competitor. She's just not someone that wants to let the opponents see what's going on. As Dufresne putting together the junior year, you saw it on the screen, tries to bunt it, and I believe bunts it foul.
Yes, foul back behind her. But what you're saying about Girigori is absolutely accurate. You can sense and feel her competitive fire without her having to scream and yell and be very demonstrative in her responses to things. And so I think that helps her stay locked in, but it also helps the defense behind her when somebody in the circle is really consistent like that emotionally.
A ball and 2 strikes to Dufresne. Girigori, the ace this year, has really pitched her way into that role second half of the season. Mentioned that Rubert will also pitch for FIU, and she's been very good, has a no-hitter in her past. But Girigori catches the outside corner and gets herself her second strikeout.
Now batting, second baseman Gina Bafuto.
This is just starting to feel like the back and forth affair that we thought it would be in the intro. Girigori gave up the walk, comes back with a big strikeout. It's just punch, 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 respond, respond, respond so far in this contest.
Probably going to see a lot of long at-bats here today as Gina Bafuto, the second baseman righty hitter, taking a strike, 0-1. Bafuto has had a tough offensive year. It's her 50th start, only 19 hits. 5 of them for extra bases, including a pair of homers. Has driven in 15. Doesn't walk a lot. Rolls this one to second base. They try to flip it to the runner, and it bounces off the backside of Torres. Safe all around.
Tough break for the FIU defense here. Obviously thinking ahead, trying to get the lead runner, but Reese Torres gets in between and they don't create enough of a lane. Honestly, it wasn't necessarily a mistake by FIU. It just looked like bad timing, bad luck.
Boy, if you didn't know better, you would have thought that Torres did that on purpose. It was perfect timing the way that arm went up, but you would have to have eyes in the back of her head to see the ball. But that couldn't have worked out any better for Louisiana Tech. So 2 on, 1 down. And now, Elena Hang, the batter, the best defensive player in CUSA, but improving offensively, takes strike 1. Hang's numbers actually pretty impressive at 342. That was one of the things the La Tech coaching staff said, that it's easy to overlook what she's done this year with the bat. As a late cut puts her behind the count, 0-2.
I know with all the amazing defensive plays that she's made this season, I'm curious what her wins above replacement number is looking like. We got to get some data on that.
They probably got a lot of place value in there, a couple commas or so. 1 out, runners at first and second. The 0-2, another late cut, got a piece. Seems to be stealing it out of the glove of Isabella Perez.
When she's got such a compact, efficient swing, she's able to wait a little bit longer, make decisions a little bit later, and that allows her to fight off pitches going in different directions, which contributes to that high average.
Especially with that wide open stance. It's a lot of moving pieces that she has in there, but those quick hands as she pops this one up. Foul ground for Miller, who squeezes the leather for out number 2. So Louisiana Tech trying to take advantage of what was a little bit of a gift from FIU, trying to get greedy and get the lead runner, and unable to get one on the fielder's choice. And now we flip back to the top, and Allie Fleur. Fleur grounded out to third her first time. And takes high and outside for ball 1. This was the bugaboo for Louisiana Tech when they were struggling early in CUSA play. Coaching staff was lamenting it this week. We just didn't come through in important spots as it's 1-1 defer. We kept setting the table, but we kept failing to eat the meal.
Timely hitting is elusive. It can be elusive, right? And finding hitters that have a knack for it, getting in rhythm where the top sets and the bottom eats, as you say, or vice versa, right? The bottom can set and the top can eat. It just kind of depends, but it does fluctuate as the season goes on. And, you know, the hope is that in your elimination game in the conference tournament, you're able to find that. And the team that does that best today is probably the one that's going to walk away with the win.
Well, when they went to Liberty a couple weeks ago, took care of business, spoiled the Flames senior day. That really was a demarcation point as the confidence that they got from it, they felt like would carry over. But trailing by a run here in the second. 2 on with 2 down. And the 1-2 to Fur. Little check swing foul. She tried to slap it the other way. Stays afloat.
Looks like maybe she got drawn out of the box. Umpire with his left arm extended.
She is out. That will end the inning. So you can't make contact out of the box. And a break for FIU. And an opportunity by the wayside for the Bulldogs. After a frame and a half, it is FIU leading by a run. Josh Taylor, head coach of Louisiana Tech in his 5th season with the Bulldogs. Has already won over 160 games after a very successful stint at Nevada. 2-time Conference USA Coach of the Year award winner, 2022 and 2024. And a very entertaining guy to speak to. He's got good perspective, and he loves his analogies. And his broadcasters, and a good analogy is worth $1 million.
That's gold currency in our game.
Grace Helbing hits the first pitch sharply, but right at the third baseman. And a good play by Flores gets the out at first.
Well, and in his 5 seasons, you can see Coach Taylor has built a culture of expectation at La Tech with the softball team, and the way that the players come in, they have high expectations for themselves and they develop over time. Really impressive.
There's Isabella Perez, mainstay in the lineup for FIU. Stands in left side, late cut, fouls it away. Trying to be aggressive here against Allie Floyd in this second inning. Floyd could use a quick frame after a laborious first, but did a good job. Got done what she needed to after the leadoff triple. She was able to strand a couple of runners.
We talked earlier about her ability to get herself out of jams, and that's a skill that you can't understate, right? If you're going to get yourself in them, you got to figure out how to get yourself out of them, and Allie Floyd is a really seasoned, calm, collected pitcher who's able to stick to her game plan and get outs when she needs them.
2 balls and a strike to Perez. Perez not her usual offensive numbers, 221 hitter. Does have 10 extra base hits, including a couple of homers. Does not walk a lot. As she lifts it in the air to left, Rogers reaching up and making the catch. What a grab from Alana Rogers as she goes to the backhand.
It's a tremendous play, full body extension, going backwards. That's a tough catch, especially with the lefty out there in left field, and Rogers doing a really nice job catching that in full stride.
You can see the trees moving in the background. It's not a windy day. It is a blustery day. I didn't think that ball would go that far off the bat, considering the wind kind of blowing in from left field, but it was great contact from Perez. Just a better play from Rogers for out number 2. Now it's Kendall Catherwood. And she swings through the first pitch. So 3 first pitch swings from FIU, an out and 2 strikes, and that's exactly what you want if you're Allie Floyd. As windy as it has been all day long. We have seen some gusts as this rolled back to the circle. Floyd able to make the play, and a quick 1-2-3 inning turned in for Allie Floyd and Louisiana Tech. Bulldogs trailing by a run, trying to get it going when we return.
Hilton Sandestin Beach Golf Resort.
We go to the 3rd inning. Louisiana Tech offense has been busy, but trying to cash in. They have left 4 on base their first 2 trips against Jada Girigori. Gracie Flores leads it off and takes ball 1 from the right-hander. Flores was hit by a pitcher first time up, caught her right on the shoulder. Colorado native, as we mentioned, has been swinging as hot a stick as anybody in CUSA down the stretch. Takes a strike and it's 1-1. We asked the Louisiana Tech coaching staff, what have you seen from Flores? Why has she turned it on? Was there an adjustment? And they said, no, we just gave her an opportunity. She's that good a hitter. We had to give her the chance, and she has taken advantage of it. As she fouls it away for strike 2. Sometimes it's just that simple, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's what's hard about, sometimes with these big rosters, there's great players up and down, the dugout. And so sometimes you're just waiting for maybe somebody to fall off for you to get your opportunity. And then you get in there and you make the most of it like Gracie Flores. Good things are going to happen.
Little punch shot into shallow right center field. It's sinking it down for a hit. It scoots through the alley. Flores will go to second standing, and it's a leadoff double for Louisiana Tech.
Now batting, shortstop, Brady Galloway.
You can see the ball in the air with the wind right now is giving the outfielders some problems. That was a very tentative trip to go get it there from Meredith and Martinez.
Yeah, and maybe just a little bit of a miscommunication on who was going to take the lead on that. But Flores, good job rounding first and getting all the way to second base there.
So now Galloway, who singled her first up. And another late cut. Look out on the Louisiana Tech dugout. That's why they got that protective screen. Galloway, the Texas native. All rookie team and first team all conference selection thanks to her season. She ranks 5th in the league in RBI, but only second on her own team. As she hits this one hard to the corner and left, down for a hit. They're going to wave around Flores. She scores. Galloway into second. Back-to-back doubles to open the third inning. And Louisiana Tech has tied this game at 1.
Really nice timely hitting by Brady Galloway, and that's what she does. She's creeping up on her own teammate, Reagan Marchant, with now 47 RBI, taking advantage of the opportunity with Gracie Flores in scoring position.
With so many opportunities, you got to cash in eventually. Louisiana Tech didn't waste any time in this third inning after they couldn't come up with the big hit in the first and second frames. And FIU, an extended conversation amongst themselves here in between Galloway and Rogers. Maybe giving Girigori a minute to compose herself.
Yeah, big moment here for La Tech, especially if they can continue to capitalize offensively. They've got another runner in scoring position, still no outs on the board against Girigori. And, you know, again, they're still in the heart of their lineup, so they're definitely going to be looking to capitalize. FIU looking to shut it down while they're still tied, getting out of this half inning.
Activity going in the bullpen for FIU. And a foul straight back, strike one. Here to Rogers, who grounded into a fielder's choice her first time up. Rogers, good place to come from if you want to play this game. Surprise, Arizona. It is always warm. No shortage of fields out there in Surprise. Baseball and softball facilities out the wazoo. And that's fouled back again. They've got 3 MLB teams that have their spring training home in Surprise.
So you have the opportunity to play some good ball and watch some good ball.
Just got to be able to deal with the heat. It's a dry heat, though, as they say.
As they say.
I've never understood quite what that means. Another liner foul. A good spoil again by Rogers.
The way that I take it is you feel more like you're in an air fryer than a microwave. That's how I interpret dry heat.
I've never heard that before, but I might use that one. It was humid earlier today. The wind has kind of moved that out from the Delaware Diamond as a liner to second. Gloved on a hop by Clark. That will move the runner. Rogers is out despite the hard contact, but Galloway able to move up to third and only the first out of the inning.
Nice job by Rogers. That's a productive out there. That's what this La Tech offense is going to be looking for is, you know, if we're going to trade an out, we got to get something out of it. And so being able to advance the runner, now we've got a runner on third with Marchant up. Big power, you know, big power threat, opportunity to score her with a sac fly or something in the outfield.
She was a strikeout victim her first time and looks at a strike on the outside edge to start this AB. That was not an easy play from Clark at second base. As you see, Marchant, the South Carolina native, transfer out of the South Carolina Gamecock program in her second season at Louisiana Tech. Beats one foul off her fourth. But on the turf, especially when it's wet, you never know when it's going to bounce or scoot. And Clark kind of got it in between her that time.
A little bit of a short hop over there. Nice job by Clark staying down. It was fast, too. It was a fast ball on that turf. I was going to say dirt. On the turf. And so she did do a nice job of keeping that in front of her.
The painted turf that we hope everyone will allow us to call dirt because it sounds silly to say painted turf as it's one ball and 2 strikes. Sometimes cliches are cliches for a reason. They sound better. It is a good facility, though, here. The refurbished Delaware Diamond. They started the reconstruct 2 years ago, put in the turf, got the lights in, and then they refurbished all of the surrounding areas this offseason as Marchant a swing and a miss and a strikeout, her second of the game. A big one there from Girigori, staying the runner at third and getting that second out in this third inning.
Big pitch from Girigori, as you mentioned, just continuing to use that down break for her as she's attacking Reagan Marchant and doing a nice job of finishing out those at-bats.
So now Reese Torres, who walked her first time, out in front as Girigori mixing speeds with good effect. Elbing was back at first. Now kicks a step or two forward. Plays even with the bag. And strike two to Torres. When Girigori gets up against it, she gets aggressive, doesn't she?
Well, and this is where you're seeing her sort of be that emotional epicenter for the defense, is not necessarily in how she responds emotionally, but how she responds in terms of the tasks. She is attacking these hitters. She's pitching with a lot of confidence, finishing her pitches hard, and then getting right back up to the plate when she's ready to pitch the next pitch.
Not very demonstrative, but certainly you can see the stoic nature, but there's a competitor brewing in there. Coaching staff said, quietly, she talks as much trash as anybody. 1-2. That didn't miss by much. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Torres.
It's a really competitive pitch there. Nice take by Reese Torres, but it's just south of the bottom of the zone, but it's center cut, so it looks good. So if she had swung, she probably would have induced a ground ball. Really competitive borderline ball there.
The Torres fights back level and now makes it full. Girigori wanted that one. She was walking back to the dugout. Galloway is at third. Back-to-back doubles got this game tied to start the inning. Payoff. Rolled right side. Over to get it. Clark and gets the out at first base. And Louisiana Tech strands another runner in scoring position, but the Bulldogs do come through. The combination of Flores and Galloway able to get this game even with back-to-back doubles as we head to the bottom of the third.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You're not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the
Conversation.
Dogs, always digging beneath the surface in search of something. At Louisiana Tech, our Bulldogs dig too for a breakthrough that changes lives. Healing traumatic brain injury, making timber more profitable, securing our nation's most vital assets. Leading edge research driven by faculty, enhanced by students, maximizing human potential. Louisiana Tech University. How about them dogs?
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You're not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the
Conversation.
Bottom half of the third inning, Delaware Diamond elimination game number 2 in this Conference USA Softball Championship. Opening day of 4 here in the first state. And a pitching change for Louisiana Tech as they go to the bullpen. And they will bring on lefty Brianna Campos.
Well, and Matt, we talked about this in the first game. These elimination games almost feel like you've got to empty the cabinet. You've got to use all of your tools to try and gain momentum, keep momentum, sustain it, and sustain a lead. And La Tech here looking to just change up the look, going with the lefty, coming from the other side. Campos has a really nice batting average against. It's only .218, and so she's certainly a reliable arm for them to go to following Allie Floyd.
Little punch shot off the bat of Callie Meredith, and that one hangs up. Hang able to cover ground like she always does. Comes on to make the catch for out number 1. That's why she's the CUSA Defensive Player of the Year. She made that look very simple.
Well, and Callie Meredith trying to go for another deep shot over the outfield, but yep, nice job in the outfield.
Got away with it for a triple her first time up. It resulted in a run as Rue Bird takes strike 1 from Campos. Campos having to go against one of the hottest hitters in CUSA. The close to her season just off the charts. As it's 1 ball and 1 strike. FIU coaching staff this week said her confidence that she is playing with right now They got off to a little bit of a slow start in CUSA play after they beat everybody in non-conference, and they kind of were looking for somebody to step up, and Bird did exactly that. There was a stretch where she sort of put the team on her back as Campos can't get comfortable here. Looks like she's having some problems with that wristwatch that has the pitches coming from the dugout.
Switch it out, get a fresh one. Hopefully this one has a better signal. I'm not sure what causes that to happen, but we see that happen in a lot of games where the watches will kind of cut in and out. And so hopefully this one is a little bit better for her.
Yeah, they say Wi-Fi and cell signal is impacted by storms in the area, so maybe it could be the overcast skies, who knows? As this is hit high in the air, deep to left field. It's battling the wind, which knocks it down, and Rogers makes the catch at the rim of the warning track.
Nice piece of hitting by Kennedy Bird. There you see the power potential that she has and has exhibited all season. But like you mentioned, she got it up in that jet stream, and it was fighting the wind long enough for Rogers to get up underneath it.
The extension she got on that swing, I kind of thought that was going to be no doubt about it off her bat. But yep, just as they said in the movie Major League, too high. Roller to short off the bat of Martinez, and that's taken care of by Galloway. And a 1-2-3 third inning turned in by Louisiana Tech. We're through 3, tied at 1 in this CUSA championship. We go to the 4th inning, tied at 1. FIU got on the board first in the first inning, scored a run before they had even registered an out. But Louisiana Tech able to tie it last frame, and now Rosalie Dufresne taking a strike. And it's 0-1. Is still out there for FIU. Starter Jada Girigori has stranded a runner in scoring position every inning so far. Has been nothing simple for the righty as this one hopped to third. Miller up with it and gets the out.
La Tech has certainly been knocking on the door. Last inning, they were able to cash in with the 1 run, but I think they were hoping for more. They had a really good situation, runners on first and second with nobody out, but Girigori shut that down with a couple of really nice outs, ground ball outs to finish the inning.
So good job by Miller to get the out there, and now it'll be Gina Pafuto. And out in front for strike 1. You know, one of the cool parts about this event, it brings together all the teams from throughout the league. And so many of them, you're going to be at the ballpark anyway. Nothing else to do. Watch some softball. Well, we got Western Kentucky out here, WKU, New Mexico State, who played early and will play next. Some of the Delaware players milling around. As is 1 ball and 1 strike now. And the interaction between the families of players and kids from different teams, which I thought was interesting. Wonder how those friendships are forged over the course of a softball life. As that's rolled right side, foul for strike 2.
Well, and as we've looked at some of these CUSA rosters, we've seen teams that are recruiting from similar hotbeds. So you have players from Sam Houston that are from Texas mingling with players from La Tech that are from Texas, and so they probably have longer standing relationships than we even realize. A lot of Tennessee players in the conference, just a lot of cross-referencing recruitment territories.
A humpback liner to short, backing up on it, McBurrows, and able to get the out at first. McBurrows knew exactly how much time she had and used every single second of it for out number 2.
Yeah, she decided to play that back, play it a little bit safer and take the longer hop. But like you said, with the big arm over there, she had just enough time to get the out.
So 2 up, 2 down. And now Hang the batter. Popped out to third, her first time. Girigori looking for her first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Head off the glove of Perez. And they did call the strike. A lot of times you don't get that strike call when the catcher does not bring it in clean.
Yeah. It's a nice pitch by Girigori.
Fooled her catcher, Perez. It certainly had some late movement to it. Girigori has that live arm. She can bring it when she wants to, but she's got the speed as well. And the bunt goes foul, third base side, and ahead of Hang, 0-2. Travel softball, I feel like, has really shrunk the softball world. Everybody gets to know each other pretty often, crossing paths and tournaments, especially the top-tier athletes, as that one's fouled back.
Yeah, there's a lot of just crossover in events that they go to, tournaments that they play in. There's a few marquee events every summer that all the best teams are at, and a lot of the Conference USA coaches are recruiting from those teams. And so even from a recruiting standpoint, coaching-wise, they're in the same circles. They're sitting at the same games very often, recruiting some of the same athletes.
Little tapper off the shoulder of Hang. She was still in the box, so just a foul ball, and stays alive by the thinnest of margins. They play her really shallow in left field. Catherwood, 3 or 4 strides in, especially with that wind blowing in from left, makes complete sense. But with the wind blowing out to right, Martinez actually cheating back a stick. The 0-2. Little roller to third. 3 ground balls in the inning, all to the left side, all resorting in outs. Well done from Girigori, who salutes her defense as these teams are tied. Yesterday, the award winners were announced for CUSA softball, and Louisiana Tech represented the Defensive Player of the Year. A deserved honor for Elena Heng. She has been magnificent.
It can be hard for outfielders to get Defensive Player of the Year honors because they have less touches, right? They have less opportunities to impact the game, but Elena Heng makes good on every opportunity that she has, whether she's throwing runners out, diving for balls in the gap. She is well deserving of that Defensive Player of the Year and right on call.
It comes right to her like a magnet. She makes the catch, And that's one away. And maybe the most impressive part about it, Dorian, she's not a true outfielder. At least she didn't grow up that way. She grew up a shortstop. Making the transition to outfield has made it look quite simple.
Well, and shortstop is one of those positions where you have to have all the tools. You've got to be able to run down fly balls. You've got to be able to navigate balls with weird hops. And so it does make it a little bit easier to translate into the outfield, but there's still a learning curve, and she's done a really nice job with that adjustment.
Paige Miller saw a big hole right side, tried to slap it through with Marchant cheating in at first base, and Bafuto leaning up the middle, but came up empty for strike one. And the Louisiana Tech coaching staff saying the arm strength also in the quick exchange that she had to work on at shortstop has translated nicely to the defense as well. He throws out a lot of base runners. They've kind of stopped testing her as a result. Punch shot into shallow center, but on the back pedal, it's caught by Galloway for an out, and there's two down. Oh.
Yeah, that's the tough part of, that arm strength in the outfield is you want people to run on you so you can see it. And then the more that you do it, the less people run on you. It's a little bit of a chicken or the egg situation. But good job by Campos getting in on the hands of Miller there, tossing that easy fly ball. Well, I guess maybe it wasn't easy, but Brady Galloway hauled it.
Strike one on the swing and a miss from Zamaya McBurrows. All of a sudden, the pitching staff's settling in here. 9 in a row, retired by the combination of Allie Floyd and Brianna Campos. Campos, who came on last inning and worked a 1-2-3 frame, has two out with the bases empty in a 1-ball, 1-strike count to McBurrows, who is jammed, hits it in the shallow left. Fighting the wind is Rogers to make the grab, and another 1-2-3 inning. That's 3 in a row. Turned in by the La Tech staff. Bulldogs tied the game in the third. Look to build on the momentum into the fifth.
When it comes to the health of you and your family, you want to trust in having the best partner for your well-being. Ranked a top hospital in the region, that's exactly what you'll find at ChristianaCare. Because you deserve excellence from your physician, specialists, nurses, and staff, with safe and convenient ways to get the care you need. And at ChristianaCare, we add in something special: love. It's at the heart of everything we do, and we do it all for the love of health. Your health.
Hey, grab me one too.
Opportunistic offense from FIU gave the Panthers a 1-0 lead in the first inning as Callie Meredith came home on the RBI from Janelle Martinez, and then Louisiana Tech able to draw even thanks to back-to-back doubles to start the third from Gracie Flores and then Brady Galloway. And that's why we are tied at 1 heading to the fifth inning in an elimination game. Winner of this one moves on to double elimination format. Their next game will be against Liberty later tonight.
Opportunities really getting scarce here in the fifth inning for both of these offenses.
Allie Ferd tries to make something happen, and the bunt is not there. She's thrown out at first base, and both defenses starting to answer the challenge as well here.
Yeah, the pitching in this game, both Girigori and the combination of Floyd and Campos, particularly Campos over the last 2 innings, have really done a good job of using their defense. Just throwing the ball where they want it, locating it well, inducing ground balls and fly balls, and then letting their defense take care of it.
Gracie Flores will be the batter. Left-handed hitting third baseman lifts this in the air. Center fielder to straight line retreat. Meredith can't get it. It dens at the base of the fence, and it's a double for Flores. Her second in as many at-bats, and La Tech is in business here in the fifth frame.
Gracie Flores still riding that high, riding that wave. She is hitting with so much confidence right now. You can see it at the plate. She's not second guessing. She's attacking pitches when they're over the plate, and a good job taking advantage of a missed pitch by Girigori. That pitch was left plated right down the middle, and she did what she's supposed to with it.
And ended a string of 7 in a row, retired from Girigori. And now Brady Galloway comes up. Galloway taking downstairs. Last time Flores doubled, she followed with a 2-bagger of her own. Comes back to the inside part of the zone, and it's 1-1. +3 day here at the Delaware Diamond. Everything in the air is tough for the fielders. Ball jumping out to right, but getting knocked down in left. The 1-1. Fouled away, and it's 1-2. The last inning, we saw Kennedy Bird hit a ball that on any other day would have flown away like a bird, but instead barely got to the warning track on a full extension barreled swing.
It's tough. This is one of the days where you wish you were a lefty versus wishing you were a righty, but they might switch back. We never know.
And the wind has been swirling throughout the day. The sun started to try to fight its way through for the first time all afternoon at the Delaware Diamond. We fought through some rain earlier today. You could see the wind. Those flags have been standing at attention all afternoon long. That's fouled away, and staying alive is Galloway. Galloway's power speaks for itself. The little things are where she's still working at the plate, trying to refine the process. As she taps this one towards first, it moves the runner. Helbing standing on the bag for out number 2. Up to third base goes Flores, but an out away from getting out of the jam. Still tied is FIU.
Yeah, and you know, we've already seen some of the maturity of Brady Galloway late in her freshman season. In her first at-bat, she hit a hard single to left on a changeup from Girigori, only the second one she had thrown all game. And so you'll see it in moments. It's just the consistency of having it every at-bat.
Rogers lifts one to left, sinking but not fast enough. And Gatherwood able to come in and gather it for an out that ends the inning. And La Tech leaves yet another runner in scoring position, number 5 in the game. We head bottom 5 tied at 1. And 1 as we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Conference USA Softball Championship. Sun is out. Turned into a beautiful afternoon. The opening day of 4 here at the Delaware Diamond. We're in our final elimination game to get things started. Earlier, it was New Mexico State beating Sam Houston 3-0. They will take on Delaware up next, as it's 1-1 strike to Grace Helbing here. Campos still out there for Louisiana Tech.
Campos has done a good job settling in and attacking hitters, and as we mentioned, feeding the defense. She's got some fly ball outs, a couple of ground ball outs, and she's done a really nice job of just putting a lid on this FIU offense.
She's retired all 6 batters that she has faced, 10 in a row, retired by Louisiana Tech pitching going back to the opening inning. Out back and out of play. Helbing stays alive at 1-2. The FIU program, they were playing as well as any team in mid-major softball in February into March. Just a buzzsaw to get things started, and 18-3 to open the year. As a swing and a miss from Helbing and a strikeout victor. So 1 away. We mentioned earlier, you know, the perspective that it kind of brings, seeing what the Panthers have had to deal with in terms of, for a second straight year, having to play without their head coach, Mike Larrabee, who continues his fight against cancer, not with the team, as this one lined to the left, and Isabella Perez has it hang up. Rogers coming forward to make the catch, and that's 2 away.
Absolutely. You know, you can't underestimate how much of an impact that can have on a roster, and obviously they're playing with him in mind, and being able to come to the conference tournament and put out a competitive game is definitely part of their plan for honoring his legacy in the program as he works on, you know, handling his health.
Catherwood takes a strike, 0-1. And it's 1-1 strike to Catherwood. Popped up left side. Underneath, it's Flores to make the catch, and Campos continues to roll. She's retired 9 in a row, 13 straight set down by the Louisiana Tech staff. We are tied at 1 after 5. Knocking balls down to left, but the sun is out and shining. Conference USA Softball Championship, second elimination game of the day. After this one, we switch to the double elimination format. Once we trim the field to 6, tied at 1. It's been a good one. Both teams' season on the line as Reagan Marchant, the leading home run hitter in Conference USA, Looking for her first contact of the day. Couple strikeouts against Jada Girigori. And comes up empty again, 0-2. Marchant, we talked earlier, it has been a little feast or famine for her this year. The numbers down a tad from where they were a season ago. Still a little bit surprising that she did not make either all-conference team, considering the power numbers that she put up this year. As she lays off that sinker low and away, the appeal did not go.
And I think that just speaks to the parity and the balance in the conference. Talent-wise, there's just strong offensive players on all the teams, and the power numbers have been up as far as the conference is concerned this year. And so it definitely is a competitive list to try and make.
Stays alive as she fouls it back. I got to be honest with you, when we were doing the prep this week, I checked the list 5 or 6 times, just assumed I must have missed her. She's tied for the league lead in homers. You'd think she'd be on there somewhere. But the contact number is a little bit down. And when we talked to Louisiana Tech coaching staff, they said, we thought she should have been on there, but we also acknowledge there's a lot of good players in this league. As she taps it foul again. Tell you what, though, if you're Louisiana Tech, the way this one is unfolded, it's a little puzzling. Are you liking where you are right now? Because you keep giving yourself a lot of opportunities, or are you going to look back at all those opportunities that went by the wayside, scratching your head, saying, what happened here in a couple hours? As a swing and a miss, and Girigori gets her 4th strikeout, 3 of them against Marchant.
Well, and as you mentioned earlier in the game, Marchant victim to the strikeout pretty often, and that's that trade-off of power and, you know, sometimes swing and misses. And so, you know, it's for her, it's a big deal for her to be able to find ways to adjust, maybe cut her swing down, figure out how to increase that contact rate, particularly as we get later into the game.
Nice catch by a fan, third base side on the foul ball. One hand, bare hand off the bat of Reese Torres. Awful nonchalant as well. 7 hits combined between the two teams. 5 of them belong to Louisiana Tech. And it's 0-2 to Torres. 4 extra base hits of the 7 knocks. 3 of those for the Bulldogs. All doubles, 2 of which came from Gracie Flores. 1 which resulted in the tying run. As it's a ball and 2 strikes to Torres, who worked to walk her first time up. Supposed to be a little chillier tomorrow. We are supposed to be dry all day long, but temperature's supposed to be in the low 60s, maybe not even sneak out of the 50s. As that's hit the other way, pretty well left center field. Reaching out to make the catch, Catherwood. Taking it away in the alley.
Left field is the place to be today. We've seen some excellent catches by the left fielders on both teams in this game so far. And Matt, I just keep going back to how evenly matched these two teams are defensively in the circle. When the game got started, I think we thought it was going to be a little bit more of an offensive back and forth affair. Pitchers have settled in and done a really good job of keeping a lid on the offenses. It's just been, there's been a lot of excitement, but maybe not in the way that I anticipated coming into the game.
Aaliyah Brooks is going to pinch hit here for Louisiana Tech. With 2 outs and the bases empty after it looked like she might come up with a golden opportunity. What a play that was for Catherwood. Hitting in spot of Dufresne, fouls it away, third base side for strike 1.
I really like this approach from Brooks, coming off of the bench and taking a healthy cut at that first strike, knowing that Girigori is getting ahead of hitters and she's attacking. I think that's a really smart approach.
Off speed, catches the zone, and now she's buried 0-2. Got a little greedy that time. Girigori thought maybe she could work a little bit more off the edge. Again, headed back to that dugout. Second time we've seen that from her today.
She's just trying to sway the opinion of the umpire.
She did not like that one. She's standing backside of the circle. I thought it was a little bit too far outside, but she wanted it. The 1-2. Same spot. He's not biting. Girigori, same walk towards the dugout.
I feel like I'm watching a standoff.
All just a case of history repeating. Fouled away, so the at-bat continues. Delaware players who walking from the batting cages towards the field. Everybody started yelling heads up as that one came past the dugout. A couple of them hit the deck. They will play next against New Mexico State as we switch to double elimination play. This is lined towards second, just out of the reach of Leah Clark as she stretched high in the air but couldn't get it. And it's a 2-out pinch single for Aaliyah Brooks.
Nice job by Brooks coming in and making something happen offensively. She did a good job staying true to the strike zone, taking those 2 close outside pitches. I do wish Clark had done maybe a little bit of a drop step on that ball. I think she would have had a better shot to come up with that catch, but good luck for Brooks that she's able to get on base.
Carolina Eidson is going to run in place of Brooks. Eidson, another Louisiana native. This is her 33rd game of the season. This is her role. She does not have a single at-bat, but has gotten on the field 33 times.
I think that's important to highlight, right? That like players can provide value in so many different ways. And although she's not doing it offensively for the La Tech team, she still has a really valuable job. And runs scored are the most important statistic in the game.
And a ground ball up the middle. It'll sneak through. And it's 2 on with 2 out here for Louisiana Tech. So a base runner as Bafuto reaches. Yeah, Eidson is at second base, and here comes Heng. And out to talk to Girigori. First time we've seen a visit with her today. And it's kind of ironic because you got the Defensive Player of the Year up. And a lot of times you think your defensive specialist, that's not who you want in a big spot. But Heng has been anything but that this season.
Yeah, she's been steady and consistent down there, and she takes her job of turning the lineup over very seriously. And so this is a big spot where she can come through and, you know, extend the inning. Obviously, with 2 outs here, they're looking to get to Flores, who has 2 doubles in this game, right? And so it would be ideal if Fur, it would be ideal if Heng can pass the bat to the top of the lineup.
Tell you what, the other thing too would be ideal if you could get herself an early birthday present. She turns 20 next week, so this would be a good way to kick off the celebration. 2 on, 2 out, and a tie game here, top half of the 6th inning. Winner faces Liberty. In our nightcap, loser is eliminated. Heng is 0 for 2. Has popped out to third, grounded out to third, as she takes ball 1 from Girigori. We still have 2 more games to follow. Delaware will take on New Mexico State next, and then Liberty anxiously waiting to see who they will face. 1-1 to Heng. All of FIU's offense came right away in the opening inning. Louisiana Tech has had chance after chance. It'll pop up to first. They're going to let another one go by the wayside. 2 more runners stranded on base after 5.5. Louisiana Tech still locked at a 1-1 tie.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You are not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the
Conversation.
Dogs, always digging beneath the surface in search of something. At Louisiana Tech, our Bulldogs dig too, for breakthrough that changes lives. Healing traumatic brain injury, making timber more profitable, securing our nation's most vital assets. Leading edge research driven by faculty, enhanced by students, maximizing human potential. Louisiana Tech University. How about them dogs?
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You are not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the
Conversation.
What a performance from Brianna Campos. It's coming on 3 innings, has needed just 22 pitches to get 9 outs. Has gotten some help from her friends defensively as a swing and a miss from Callie Meredith to start this bottom half of the 6th inning. So rolling the dice, going to the youngster in place of veteran ace Allie Floyd. Has worked out quite nicely here for La Tech as that one's fouled back, and it's 0-2 to Meredith.
Well, and sometimes, you know, when you've got a bullpen, a staff full of pitchers that can do different things and have different strengths, Allie Floyd, strong starter. Campos obviously doing a really nice job coming in relief here. That might be where she's a little bit more comfortable versus starting games, but it's really smart. You know, here La Tech is able to keep the pitching numbers down on their arms as they hopefully, right, will position themselves to play another game today, and we'll see how that shakes out. Obviously, we're in a tied game, but being able to keep those pitches kind of evenly distributed is a good strategy.
Fouled back to stay alive at 1-2 here for Meredith. And this is not a surprise that Campos is having success. She did it a lot down the stretch of the regular season. She allowed 1 run or less in 6 of her final 7 outings. Was a 2024 Express News San Antonio Player of the Year at Brennan High School, as that's fouled off by Meredith. But a kid who was a late addition to the roster in the summer recruiting cycle. They thought she was more of maybe a project, but she arrived in fall ready to work, and by the time winter camp opened, you could just see her improving by the day, and it has clicked in the second half of the season. As a swing and a miss in the dirt, but Meredith's speed, she reaches on a ball that didn't get more than 5 feet away from the catcher.
Callie Meredith catching Dufresne off guard with that ball in the dirt. Campos, nice job changing speeds. Tough break for the La Tech defense, but as you mentioned, you know, Campos, she's just attacking, right? She's very measured in the circle. She's doing a nice job of staying under control, and this is a big moment, big spot for the freshman, and she's handling it really well.
Meredith's going to look to run. Louisiana Tech was thinking that it's sort of a pitch out there, but Meredith not going. Such a big part of her game. She has swiped 23 bags this year. She was among the nation's leaders a season ago. She starts and stops again, and it's 2 balls and no strikes to Bird.
Well, and this, Matt, as you mentioned, right, this is where the speed starts to impact the game. Campos can't really throw maybe exactly where La Tech wants to because they've got to get Dufresne up and out of the squat, try and keep Meredith out of scoring position. And so it is a disruptor for sure, that special skill of speed.
And since they moved Bird to the 2-hole, her numbers have really moved up, and you wonder how much it is the fact that you get split attention because you're worrying about Meredith on base so often. As that is outside, a 4-pitch free pass. So a strikeout wild pitch and a walk, has 2 on with nobody out in a tie game, bottom half of the 6th inning. They're going to get a runner for Burr. Chloe Bedwell to run for FIU.
Pins running at first base for FIU, number 1, Chloe Bedwell.
The activity going in the Louisiana Tech bullpen. That's Ruby Fidge loosening for the Bulldogs. Here's Martinez. Got an RBI her first time. Squares to bunt here. It's gloved at first base by Marchant. Only one play. It's 2 first. Sacrifice is good. It goes 3-4. But the go-ahead run is at third base with only 1 out.
Nice job executing the short game here, right? Making sure that they advance the runners, and now you've got a lot of ways to score runs. Hopefully multiple runs if you're FIU with both of those runners in scoring position and just 1 out.
So now the infield will come in. Looks like the outfield will cheat in his step as well. Leah Clark is the batter, but she will not get the hit. They're going to walk her and deal with Paige Miller. So Clark, who walked the traditional way in the first inning, hit a ball hard to center last time, will be given first base to set up the force and to go after Paige Miller, maybe with the season on the line. Elimination game. Winner of this one gets Liberty in our nightcap. Loser is eliminated from this Conference USA Softball Championship. We're in day 1, game number 2. Earlier it was New Mexico State beating Sam Houston 3-0. Pitchers have controlled the action to this point, but the offense of FIU looking to come up big in a big moment.
As we mentioned earlier, timely hitting is going to be the name of the game in these elimination games, and so looking to capitalize on this bases loaded opportunity here.
Miller, a kid that almost everyone thought would play volleyball out of high school. Late change of mind, decided to go the softball route, started at Wisconsin, didn't work out. She was looking for a home, and as we had mentioned, she went to the same high school as Callie Meredith. Callie Meredith's dad went to the FIU coaching staff and said, you got to take this kid. She is the real deal. Everything about her fits in this program perfectly. They have, and what a fit it has been. And what a big moment for Miller, a chance to come through and give the Panthers the lead as she takes and on appeal does not go. Ball 1. Wild inning. We have seen a strikeout, wild pitch, allow a runner to reach, a walk, a sack, and an intentional walk. And now it's 2-0 to Miller.
When your story there about, you know, Callie Meredith's dad and Paige Miller, especially when you're working in the transfer portal, sometimes those transactions happen so quickly, and it really goes a long way to have somebody in your program that knows your expectations and knows what it's like to live day in and day out, recommend somebody that they think would be a fit for the program.
There's no thing that'll put a coach at comfort better than a recommendation of someone that they trust. The 2-1. In the air, fouled back. You can see Miller trying to help that one, and she knows a fly ball would give FIU the lead. So now from 2-0 down, Campos is battled back to 2-2. Bullpen has gone quiet. They're putting this on the hands of their left-hander. Infield in across the board. 2-2 to Miller. Roller right side, gloved by Marchant, comes home and gets it out. That's all they'll get, but that's what Louisiana Tech needed. It preserves the tie and gets the second out of this 6th inning.
Really big out from Campos there, coming up big with a quality pitch, getting Miller out fishing on her front leg. It was almost like a unsure swing, and then Marchant right in the right spot to get that out at the plate.
So now it's up to McBurrows, going to have to get a hit to do it. And she's down to the count, 0-1, as Campos has really battled back after lost her way for just a small stretch this inning. Was behind 2-0 with the bases loaded. And now she's up 0-2 and a strike away from preserving the tie, headed to the final frame. Foul tip. who just got a piece off of Dufresne. Tells the umpire she's all right.
Well, and you mentioned, right, Campos getting out of the jam here. It all started with that drop third strike that Callie Meredith legged out to first base. And so then she had the walk, which was a bugaboo, as you like to say, but then it was an intentional walk. So some of it not fully, on her, but she's doing a nice job of keeping the momentum and keeping her composure in the circle despite some of the challenges.
Do they make sure Dufresne's all right? She is. Now the 0-2 again. Fouled back. Give McBurrows credit. Really battling. In the spot of the game. Go ahead run at third. Sacks full. Another 0-2 coming. They checked the swing. She did not go. Louisiana Tech wanted that all the way across the board.
Nobody on that side can believe it. They all put their hands up on their heads immediately. Ooh.
A lot of movement.
Well, we get to do it all over again.
A reprieve for McBurrows. Now the 1-2. Foul back. What a battle here. Talk about two-strike resilience from Zamaya McBurrows. Third year inside the program, played 40 games as a freshman. Injury really limited her last year. In fact, she was hurt the first inning of the first game. The 1-2. Check swing again. Again, they appeal. This time she went. And Campos gets out of the jam to keep the game tied. Louisiana Tech gets to celebrate after they were mad. Now it's FIU's turn to be frustrated, but they say McBurrows goes, and FIU leaves them loaded. We stay tied, headed to the 7th inning. Girigori might be one of the most underrated pitchers in CUSA, and she has shown why so far this afternoon. In a winner-go-home game, she has held Louisiana Tech to just one run and has wiggled her way out of some real tight spots.
She's a power pitcher with an excellent changeup who's able to work to all quadrants. There's no wonder that she's having success so far in this tournament. She just has a lot of tools and a lot of options, especially when she attacks hitters and gets ahead.
Allie Furr, top of the order to lead it off for Louisiana Tech. Momentum for the Bulldogs after they got themselves out of a bases-loaded jam in the 6th inning. Not only bases loaded, but 2 balls and no strikes with the sacks full as that one finds the zone, and it's 1-1 to Furr.
Really nice job by Campos and the rest of the La Tech defense coming up with some big plays and big moments in that last half inning. And you can see their dugout showing signs of life here as they try to ride that wave into this 7th inning.
Line the other way, holding her ground, Catherwood, and she's perfectly positioned to make the catch for a retired 1 down. So it's Gracie Flores. What a tough out she has been. Has doubled twice. Got hit by a pitch after she fell behind her first time up. Scored the only run for Louisiana Tech as she takes outside for ball 1. So much on the line here in this elimination game. We mentioned the jolt that this provides to the start of a tournament. It's fun. Maybe not for those on the field so much right now. The stress is pretty high, but to watch, it's a nice little ease into the event, although there's nothing easy about it.
Definitely, it's a different vibe. That initial game, you can feel all the energy from both teams and the fans in the stands. It just feels very different than the slow ramp up of a traditional double elimination tournament.
And normally you're trying to feel each other out, and it's just provides such an extra layer. And then even when we do switch to double elimination from here forward, as you can see the fans with the weather getting nicer, good turnout today at the Delaware Diamond. But there'll be an extra wrinkle to that as it's lined to third. Diving catch by Miller as she reaches out to take a hit away from Flores.
Well, thank goodness that Coach Larrabee listened to Callie Meredith's dad.
Wow, what a catch from Miller. Talk about reflexes.
It's a great play. Great shot from the camera crew. Nice job by Paige Miller to snare that line drive.
2 down, bases empty. Galloway taking a strike from Girigori. She's looking for only her second 1-2-3 inning of the day.
It's the first time they've been able to retire Flores today.
And it took an atom ball out to do it. 1-1 here to Galloway. But even when you get to double elimination, I mean, it'll be a wrinkle in that New Mexico State, they have a rhythm. They played a game earlier today, whereas Delaware will be playing for the first time. Same thing for Liberty and whoever survives this one. As it's 1-2 to Galloway.
Yeah, I think there's advantages and disadvantages to being in both positions, right? And it's all about how these coaches package it and message it to their teams, and that's going to determine how they feel about the position that they're in. Hey, we're lucky. We've had a game. We've gotten the nerves out, the jitters out, versus, hey, we got a little bit of extra rest. We're feeling really good coming into this game, and so it's really going to be interesting to see those two matchups this evening.
Bad bounce there as it got away from Clark, and she couldn't recover in time to get Galloway. So the inning continues. A 2-out defensive miscue puts the go-ahead run on base for Alana Rogers. So a little bit of a gift there. Can Louisiana Tech take advantage? Rogers lined out to left her last time. And she hits this in the air, shallow left, backing up on it. McBurrows gives way to Catherwood, who drops it. Galloway goes to third. Rogers is at second, and back-to-back gives for Louisiana Tech.
That's tough. The ball was hanging up in the air for a while, and I'm sure there was a little bit of communication around who was going to take it, and Gatherwood just couldn't come up with the catch there. And you know what is so interesting about this, and this is just the game of softball for you, coming up to bat is Reagan Marchant.
It always seems to work that way. Give yourself another opportunity. She has had chance after chance today. There is a base open, but Girigori has done such a good job against Marchant. 3 at-bats, 3 swinging third strikes. The entire infield and outfield joins the conference here to talk it over. It's got to be a little bit of a reset, a little bit of a, coaches, they got to do strategy, but they also got to do some psychology out there after the inning should have been over not once but twice.
Definitely. It's just making sure that they stay focused and understanding we've still got 2 outs here, right? We've got a lot of opportunities to get an out, and we really just have to find a way to attack the hitter, focus on the hitter, right? Make sure that we can handle business here because we still are in an okay spot with the 2 outs.
So here we go. Reagan Marchant led the CUSA, or finished tied for the league lead with home runs in the regular season, 17. And takes one right down the heart for strike 1. Marchant, 14 of those 17 home runs came in conference contests. She's 1 homer shy of tying the career record for long balls. And they checked the swing. She did not go. 1-1.
I mean, you talked about the psychology of it, right? Like, this is a resilience-building moment for Reagan Marchant and for Jada Girigori of being able to bounce back from maybe a little bit of adversity in the game and try to come through with a positive outcome.
Fouled away, and it's 1-2. Now, the other thing, if you're Marchant, is a righty power hitter on a day where the wind is whipping in straight from left field. She has the power to hit it through that wind, but it's going to make it that much tougher. See what happens with 2 strikes. She lays off.
Yeah, and offensively, you know, from a strategy standpoint, if Marchant likes to pull the ball, I wouldn't necessarily say she's looking not to pull the ball. I more so would be thinking about hitting it flat, right? Or hitting it on the ground or hitting it hard on a line so that it cuts through rather than getting it lofted into the air, which she needs to do anyway because there's 2 outs here.
Perez wanted to double check the count, and it's a foul tip into the glove of Perez, and that is in fact strike 3 to end the inning. La Tech leaves 2 more in scoring position. FIU will have a chance to walk it off as a winner as we go bottom 7. Look at our bracket. CUSA Softball Championship Day 1. It's a quadruple header. We already have eliminated 1 team. New Mexico State beating Sam Houston 3-0 earlier today. We are tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning in this game between FIU and Louisiana Tech. Up next, it'll be Delaware and New Mexico State. Meanwhile, Liberty awaits the winner of this one. Grace Helbing leads it off and takes high as Brianna Campos stays out there for La Tech. Wiggled her way out of a bases-loaded jam last inning.
And in a season where scores seem inflated, right? Every weekend I feel like there's a 18-16, a 13-14. Today's scores have been very pedestrian, and we've seen some really solid pitching performances from all 4 teams so far in the tournament. Faith Aragon with multiple Ks in her outing for New Mexico State, and Floyd and Campos putting together a really nice performance here with a 2-hitter going. It's been really fun to watch the pitchers throw today.
Swing and a miss. Strike 2 here to Helbing. 11 punch-outs in that win for Aragon. It'll be interesting to see whether they go right back to her in Game 2 against Delaware. 1-2 to Helbing. Popped up, foul, drifting towards the dugout, and lands on top. Every play feels that much more important right now. If you need any evidence, look at the top half of the inning. A seemingly insignificant frame, all of a sudden 2 2-out errors, and La Tech was in business as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Helbing.
But again, still searching for that timely hit. They have, what did you say, 5 left on base in scoring position prior to that. So now 6, 7.
Yeah, 7. A little tapper back towards the circle. Campos out of it in a hurry. Gets the out at first base. Well defended from Brianna Campos. That's pretty good math from us. We actually counted. We didn't use our fingers or anything. Let's watch this last defensive play from Campos. As you see Delaware having some fun as they will wait for their first opportunity up next. Here's Isabella Perez. Perez fouls it back. She's gone the other way twice. It hasn't worked for her either time. Once on a brilliant catch in left field from Alana Rogers. The other on a routine one.
Well, not a bad plan by La Tech and Campos to throw her away. She's got a little bit of her body posture, right, pulls off of the ball, and so she's going to be prone to some of those easy, lazy fly balls out to left field if you can locate your pitches well.
Down to the count here, 0-2. 9-hole hitter Kendall Catherwood waits on deck for FIU. 6-7 matchup. There was a Panthers scoring in the first inning. La Tech tying it in the third as that catches the outside corner. And Campos gets her 4th strikeout and out number 2 here in this bottom half of the 7th. She didn't love it, but you could tell that lean. She was trying to make sure that it went outside with the body language. As this one drilled in the air to right, but not quite enough as it's caught on the rim of the warning track by Furr. It went off the end of the bat of Catherwood. Thought maybe with the wind blowing out it might get interesting. Instead, it'll go extras. We head to the 8th, tied at 1. This one's been so much fun. 7 is not enough. We go to extra innings. Elimination game. Conference USA Softball Championship winner. This one takes on Liberty later today. And it is Jada Girigori back to work, and a fly ball off the bat of Reese Torres into right with some carry at the warning track, making the catch, Janelle Martinez, as she was fighting the wind all the way.
Nice job by Martinez to keep her feet moving on that ball. She never quite got camped underneath it, and that's why she was able to keep with it as the wind kept pulling it back out towards the fence. Really nice job in the outfield there.
It had to be getting stressful. It was up there for so long as here comes Dufresne. Singled her last time, 1 for 3, hits it sharply past first into right field for a base hit. So a 2-hit game for Rosalie Dufresne, and the go-ahead run on base for Louisiana Tech. And now decision time. Remember, they already took Dufresne out for a pinch runner, so if they take her out again, she could not return. So I'd imagine she'll stay out there.
Sorry. The tough part of making some of those strategic choices, right? When do we run? You obviously weren't planning necessarily for extra innings, and so you use the runner maybe in the 5th inning, and you kind of wish you had him in the 8th inning. It's a little bit tough sometimes with these elimination games to figure out when you want to make your moves.
I had a coach tell me one time, you know, if you make your moves in regulation and then you don't have one available to you in extra innings, you can't anticipate extra innings. You can't. We stress about everything. We can't hang that on our heads. As a pitch missing, no, catching the outside corner. I beg your pardon, 1-1. You guys worry about enough as it is. I can't even imagine the amount of time when you get to the postseason where these moves are litigated and relitigated in the respective heads. This is popped into shallow right center. It's going to bloop down for a hit. Dufresne read it well, gets to second base. Bafuto, a bloop hit, and yet again, Louisiana Tech has 2 runners on base.
Bafuto doing a nice job of fighting off that inside pitch, just getting her hands tight enough to get a little bit of barrel on it, and she's loving it with the tongue out on the way to first base.
So here is Hang, 0 for 3, popped out to first last time. Stranding a pair, shows bunt, gets it down foul, third base side. Just to put into perspective the day it's been for Louisiana Tech. They stranded 2 in scoring position in the first. Runners at first and second in the second. They scored a run, but stranded a runner at third in the third. In the 5th inning, they left another run at third, and then left runners at first and second last inning. So there's been chance after chance. Unrequited as strike 2 to Hang.
Kudos to Girigori doing a really nice job in the circle, coming up with big pitches in big moments, right? So it's like one side is, yes, La Tech is not delivering offensively, but also give credit where credit's due. Girigori is delivering some really nice pitches in those big spots.
Pitching like the ace she is the 0-2 tap foul. Good job by Hang to spoil. It has been the calling card, though, for Louisiana Tech most of the season. They thought they had fixed it here down the stretch. The Bulldog coaching staff said just pressing in big moments, trying to do it all in one spot or trying to do too much with a pitch instead of just letting it happen. As a tapper back to the mound, Girigori spins to third and gets the lead runner.
Love seeing the pitchers be aggressive defensively. We saw Campos come out of the circle and field her position in the last half inning. Girigori going for the lead out over there at third base. Knowing the speed of the runner, right? Dufresne not necessarily the quickest on the La Tech roster, and so she was able to get that comebacker and get that lead out.
Here's Allie Fur, still 2 on with 2 down as she takes strike 1 on the outside corner. Been a tough day for Fur. Looked like she got a hit in the second inning, but was called out of the box. Grounded out to third in the first, tried to bunt her way on to third in the 5th, and flied out the left last time. Hits one up the middle and sneaks through into center field. They're going to wave around Bafuto. The throw is late, and Louisiana Tech takes the lead.
Bafuto is fired up. Great job by Fur, just sneaking something through the infield, making something happen. Callie Meredith came up with a good throw, just a little bit late, and they were able to score that run to take the lead here in the top of the 8th.
Oh my, is that one just out of the reach of Girigori as you watch her try to get the glove up. First the swing from Fur. And then the speed. Bafuto give it all she had. Speaking of all she had, Girigori gets a well-deserved round of applause from her teammates as she comes out pitching change. We'll tell you about the new hurler when we come back. It felt like a matter of time. Louisiana Tech gave itself opportunity after opportunity, finally cashing in the two-out single from Allie Furr to put the Bulldogs in front. They're looking for some insurance. Meanwhile, FIU goes to its bullpen as Brooke McNichols comes into the game for the Panthers.
Brooke McNichols, another strong arm coming out of the FIU bullpen. She comes in with 76 innings pitched, so certainly a lot of experience, 31 strikeouts, 13 walks. Going to see how she can close out this half inning and get FIU back in the dugout on offense.
Gracie Flores to face her. She fires a strike. That's why Girigori comes out. Flores has done nothing but lace the ball against Girigori all day. She's had by far the most success. 2 doubles, got hit by a pitch, and hit arguably her hardest ball of the night. Was robbed on a line drive by Paige Miller at third. 1 ball and 1 strike to Flores, who has already extended her hitting streak. 19 consecutive contests with a knock. Tapper foul, and it's 1-2 to Flores.
McNichols doing a nice job of not being intimidated by the game that Flores has put up so far, attacking her right away and getting ahead of the count here.
Still only 1-run game, and FIU has had some chances here last couple innings. So maybe if you keep it at 1, you can give yourself the comeback opportunity as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the throwback gets away, good job to back it up from Clark. The little things at this point.
Yeah, and you know, that run scoring, it was such a high momentum moment for La Tech. It felt from their energy almost like they had scored 5 runs on that single up the middle. And so for FIU, it's just about remembering that the game is close, getting this out and getting themselves back in the dugout. They had to score in order to win. The game was tied. So in this moment, right, they're probably thinking we had to score anyway. If we can score 1, we can score 2, but they've got to get in the dugout to be able to do it.
Miller trying to give a little encouragement to McNichols. You see the runner at second base is Hang. And that bounces up there. Good work, Perez. Both catchers have been really good all game long. Is the 1 ball that got away from Dufresne on the strikeout that allowed Meredith to reach. But even that, I mean, she blocked it. It was 2 feet away from her.
Yeah, that's just a testament to Meredith's speed.
The payoff. Beats it foul off her foot. And the calisthenics will continue for Hang and Fur. Right now, Allie Furr stands to be the hero for Louisiana Tech. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout ends the inning. McNichols does her job. Comes on and strands a pair, but not before Allie Furr delivers. The right fielder coming through with a 2-out go-ahead single. Louisiana Tech 3 outs away from a win. They look to advance when we return. The 8th inning, we're in extra frames. A go-ahead single from Allie Furr, giving the lead to Louisiana Tech. Top of the order, due up for FIU. And Callie Meredith takes a strike, 0-1. Meredith, Bird, Martinez, due up for FIU. It was Meredith who tripled and scored in the first inning. That's all of FIU's offense. Just off the outside corner, 1-1.
As if this game didn't have enough excitement and pressure. You're here in the bottom of the 8th with the top of the order up, freshman in the circle. It's a very cinematic matchup right now.
Campos has been electric as she gets the swing and a miss for strike 2. She has not allowed a single hit since coming on. That's lined into right center off the glove of Bafuto and a base hit. And the Louisiana Tech fans can get mad at me, the broadcaster's jinx, as Meredith has herself a leadoff single.
It's hard to shut Callie Meredith down for too long. She's just got so many tools and such great skills. Obviously, she was able to square that ball up. Got a glove on it at second base, did Bafuto, but not enough to haul it in.
So now it's Rue Bird, who walked her last time. And takes a strike, 0-1. And nobody you'd rather have up in this spot right now if you're FIU than the Benson, North Carolina native who started her career in JUCO at Lewisburg. As that's popped foul back and out of play. Bird, when she first got to D1, she would just look at all the little things she would receive. Ice cream after the games, extra meal money, chartered buses, flights. And she just said, how could I possibly be this blessed? As that one's outside, thinking Meredith would run. She wasn't going.
It's an awesome perspective to have. You know, that junior college experience is special in a lot of different ways, and being able to extend your career, whether it's at the Division I level or a different division, it's a true
roller to third. They go to second, trying to hold the bag and doing so. Bafuto looking like a first baseman at second, somehow keeping that foot down.
Nice job by the defense there, coming up with that play. And obviously you've got to be quick on it with Callie Meredith's speed, but Bafuto doing a nice job of extending the stretch and hanging onto the bag.
They'll probably get a runner here in the place of Bird.
I was going to say, anytime you get to extend your career at whatever division, it's a luxury. That's the word I was looking for.
Well, she has been a luxury to have for FIU, how much she has meant to the program, and she is hoping that was not her last career at bat. So she will go off and be replaced here by McKenna Robbins.
Running at first base for FIU, number 5, McKenna Robbins.
So Janelle Martinez will be the hitter. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate for FIU still. Down a run, bottom of the 8th inning. And Martinez taking outside, ball 1. An elimination game, the 6-7 matchup. Two balls and no strikes to Martinez. Campos got herself into a pickle in the 6th inning with a couple of walks. A get-me-over pitch there finds the zone. It's 2-1. In fact, she fell behind Paige Miller. 2 balls and no strikes with the bases loaded in a tie game in that 6th inning. But bounced back to get her and then struck out McBurrows to preserve the tie. And it's fouled away, 2-2. She had not allowed a hit until this inning when Callie Meredith started the frame with a line drive single. The 2-2. Fouled back. Campos came on in place of the ace of this staff, Allie Floyd. And only fitting that Campos would take Floyd's spot, because Floyd has taken Campos under her wing. Coaching staff said Campos asks all the right questions. She's like a sponge. That's rolled to third on a high hop glove by Flores. Goes to second, not in time. Robbins beats it, and the tying run is in scoring position. We have not seen a challenge all day, and I wonder if we'll get one here as we watch this play again.
Montag is challenging the call of safe at second base. Previous play is under review.
Looks like the foot got there right as the ball arrived. The proverbial tie goes to the runner. So it's worth the challenge at this point. They'll go and look at it under the monitor. But at our first glance, it certainly didn't seem like there was anything definitive that said the throw beat Robbins, which means it'll be Leah Clark coming plateward with a chance to get this game tied again. No action in the Louisiana Tech bullpen. This game belongs to Brianna Campos. Let's look at it again. Robbins hesitated just a little here. Looking the whole way, I guess, to see where the throw was going. Perhaps thinking about trying to get to third if it went to first base. But as the throw went to second, then she had to throw on the slide and still seemed to just get there in time. So it's a fielder's choice, allowing Martinez to reach. She is the winning run. Clark has walked twice and flied out to center. The fly out and the second walk coming against Campos. The initial free pass against Allie Floyd. Umpires return with this all-important call here. Confirmed safe at second base. So one unsuccessful challenge. First of the week from any of the coaches. So here's Leah Clark, the JUCO transfer from the College of Central Florida in her first season at FIU. Kid the coaching staff calls the total package. Can run, can hit, has a little pop, lives on base, hit better than 400 during her two-year JUCO career. A chance to provide her biggest hit in the D1 level as she takes outside, ball one. Clark gets her athleticism from her parents. Her mom played softball at the University of Florida. Dad Lee played basketball at Santa Fe, but this time she pops it up right side, infield fly, and that's 2 down. So now the game on the line. Paige Miller grounded into a fielder's choice last time with the bases loaded. Needs a hit to extend FIU's season. Nothing and 1 to Miller. Hit it hard in the fourth, but a liner to shortstop that Galloway made a good play on. The 0-1. Hit the other way into left. Rogers is there, makes the catch, and Louisiana Tech wins. The Bulldogs march on in extra innings. Allie Furr, the hero with the game-winning hit. And the player of the game, pitcher Brianna Campos. What a performance. 6 scoreless innings out of the bullpen, allowing just 1 hit. And they will play Liberty in tonight's final contest as they move on to the double elimination portion of the bracket. So a lot to be happy about if you're Louisiana Tech, and proud of as the Bulldogs stay hot. They close the regular season strong, and they outlast FIU here this afternoon. Earlier, it was New Mexico State beating Sam Houston 3-0. They will play our host Delaware up next in a game that will start about a half hour from now. But what a win that was for Louisiana Tech, and what an emotional scene on the field right now between the two coaching staffs. Everything that the FIU staff has dealt with all year long. Hugs all around for the Bulldogs. And momentarily, we will hear from the Louisiana Tech head coach. Again, looking at the bracket. Remember, the top two seeds will begin tomorrow. Jacksonville State will take on the winner of our next game, Delaware and New Mexico State. Meanwhile, WKU will battle either Liberty or Louisiana Tech. But from here forward, there's margin for error. It's double elimination. Dorian Shaw standing by with the Bulldogs head coach.
All right, and we're here with Coach Taylor of the victorious La Tech Bulldogs. Talk to us a little bit about the offense there, right? 9 hits, only 2 runs. What are you looking for out of your team in the next matchup?
Just more balls driven, and then obviously we have to be able to score, get the timely hit with runners in scoring position. We did that late to get that last one with that 2-out hit from Allie, but we had plenty of opportunities throughout the game that we just didn't get it done. So we're going to work on cleaning that up and making sure we're ready to go for tonight.
Absolutely. And talk to us a little bit about the decision to go from Allie Floyd to Campos there in the bottom of the third, I think it was. Talk to us about that decision.
It's just a formula. It's been working for us as far as a change of pace. And, Campos has been so good for the last month and a half that we felt matchup-wise, we kind of had a plan going in. We knew Allie was going to give us a good start, but keeping her fresh throughout the tournament and trying, it's taking chances sometimes. And you're going to have multiple people perform for you in order to win games in this thing. And Brianna definitely got it done tonight.
Yeah, it paid off. She was awesome. Well, go get some rest. We'll see you back for game 2.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot, Dorian. What a game this was as we went extra innings to decide it. FIU got its offense early, but it was Louisiana Tech coming through down the stretch. A big day for Gracie Flores and Allie Furr, the hero, with a game-winning single. They will take on Liberty later today. Congratulations on a great season for FIU. We've got Delaware, New Mexico State coming up in about a half hour. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.